Bonjour, history enthusiasts. I am Dave.
And I am not French speaking Lane. And welcome back to Touring History X, Y, and Z, where we learn that progress is a lot like the Tour de France.
Wait.
It's mostly uphill, everyone's on performance enhancing drugs, and the French somehow make it look effortless.
Yes, even while riding fast down a hill with a baguette tied to your stump. It's amazing. But
Yeah.
before we get today's journey through July 19th's historical marathon, a word from our sponsor. Timeless people like Geary's Rolex Boutiques of Los Angeles is incredible.
Dave, I have to stop you right there. That
Okay.
beret,
Oh,
that skin tight cycling outfit,
I know.
you look like what would happen if a French mime decided to compete in the Olympics and got really, really serious about aerodynamics.
Did you get that? I'm a mime. I can't talk. Am I embracing the theme?
Yes, I think you are. You're embracing something, all right. Very Lance Armstrong meets Marcel Marceau. I'm genuinely impressed by your commitment to looking ridiculous for historical accuracy.
That's right. I aim to please, my friend. Can we talk about luxury timepieces, though?
Oh, yes. I'm sorry I interrupted you with all of my compliments,
Yes,
Dave.
I know.
But yes, Geary's Rolex boutiques, because when you're cycling through centuries of human folly, you need a watch that can keep up with locations in Beverly Hills, Century City, and Santa Monica, because even Swiss precision needs California sunshine.
That's right. California sunshine. Visit Rolex Boutique rodeodrive.com and discover watches that are more reliable than most government institutions and considerably less prone to scandal.
July 19th, Dave, that's what we have in front of us. And what really gets me about this date is how it's all about endurance. Specifically, how each generation learns to endure different types of institutional nonsense.
That's right. We endure to help get this done.
And first,
Birthday
let's endure some birthdays, right?
Birthday legends, including heavyweight champion and current Kiev mayor Vitaly Klitschko at 51, there's a name for you, proving that sometimes the best qualification for politics is literally knowing how to take a punch.
Linda McCartney, who left us in 1998 but gave us vegetarian activism and proof that you could be married to a beetle without losing your own identity.
Oh, blah day, or whatever. Rebecca De Mornay at 64,
Ooh.
and science fiction author Neil Stephenson at 67, who predicted the internet would make us all smarter and take away our concentration levels, and is probably still waiting for that to happen.
Yeah, and highly recommended book of his, Snow Crash. If you haven't read it, you'll read it and go, "Oh my goodness, so many of these things are actually happening." I think it was published back in the late '80s or early '90s, and I think that's where the actual first use of the term metaverse came from.
How prophetic.
Yes, I would say go read it, everyone. You'll be surprised at how well it holds up.
He was a regular Nostradamus, Lane.
Like so much sci-fi, he put a bunch of stuff down that seemed like nonsense at the time, and we're watching it happen right in front of our own eyes now.
A modern day H.G. Wells. So,
Yes.
what happened with the Seneca Falls Women's Rights Convention?
Well, that's a transition, Dave. Yes, back then in 1848, July 19th, the Seneca Falls Women's Rights Convention opens in New York, officially launching the U.S. women's suffrage movement and proving that sometimes you have to organize a conference just to explain to men that women are, in fact, people.
That's right. And they suffer. And here's why this resonates specifically with Gen X. You're the generation that grew up thinking gender equality was basically solved, only to discover that every workplace was still running on 1848 operating systems.
Exactly. We were raised by women who fought for equal opportunities, and then we entered the workforce thinking, great, this should be straightforward, only to discover that apparently 150 years wasn't quite enough time for some people to update their attitudes.
Yes, Gen X learned that declaring equality and actually implementing equality are two completely different skill sets, and most institutions had mastered neither.
Right. We're the generation that walked into offices thinking we'd inherited progress, only to realize we'd actually inherited very politely worded discrimination with better marketing.
Right. Gen X basically spent their careers thinking, wait, we're still having this conversation? I thought our mothers settled this.
Yeah, it's like showing up to a race thinking the finish line was moved forward, only to discover they'd just repainted it to look more modern.
Oh, very well said.
Let's
Now,
move on
yeah,
to your costume
yeah,
themed event, Dave.
you took the words right out of my mouth. Now, you're all probably wondering why I have this silly hat on. Well, it's because the inaugural tour of the Tour de France in 1903 ends with Maurice Garin claiming victory, establishing a tradition of French people making incredibly difficult things look casually stylish, even though a French person hasn't won the Tour de France in quite a while.
Yeah. Well, I can see the wheels turning again, Dave. Literally, given your outfit, this is about millennials and competitive endurance, isn't it?
Yes, the wheels, bicycle wheels, are the generation that turned everything into an endurance competition. Careers, housing markets, dating, even having opinions on social media requires Olympic level stamina.
Yes, the Tour de France is literally about suffering through impossible terrain for no practical reason other than proving you can do it.
Millennials inherited an economy where basic life achievements, owning a home, having job security, retiring before death, became endurance sports that previous generations completed as standard adult milestones.
Yep, it's like someone took the Tour de France and applied it to ordinary life. Congratulations, you've completed stage one, student loans. Now prepare for stage two, housing market. Warning, this stage may last indefinitely.
Uh-huh. And just like the Tour de France, everyone's watching and offering commentary from the sides. But nobody's actually helping you pedal up the mountain. Just go!
Speaking of pedaling, Dave, your cycling shorts are very form fitting, very aerodynamic, and very visible.
Well, it is the Battle of the Bulge we're talking about. The beret was supposed to
Well
distract
played,
from that.
sir. Très bien. Oh, is it my turn?
It is.
All right. Well, speaking of
Are
endurance,
you a
gear.
mime?
I was doing my mime, yes. Speaking of endurance, Geary's Rolex watches. Unlike the modern economy, they actually get more valuable over time instead of requiring you to refinance your entire life every few years.
Geary's serves Beverly Hills, Century City, and Santa Monica with Swiss precision that doesn't require performance enhancing supplements or form fitting outfits like mine, or existential crisis management.
Yeah, so visit rolexboutique-rodeodrive.com and invest in something that appreciates in value, unlike Dave's fashion choices.
Oh, shots fired.
Oh,
This is
sorry.
authentic Tour de France gear, my friend.
Absolutely. From 1903, apparently.
Apparently, yes. Yes, it's all made of felt. July 19th, 1969, Apollo 11. Houston, are you there? Enters lunar orbit, putting humans within striking distance of the moon and proving that sometimes the most impossible dreams require the most meticulous planning.
Yes, and now that we're entering lunar orbit, I have a feeling the next few days it'll be Apollo 11 does this, Apollo 11 does that. So
Right, right.
be ready, folks. Lots of space coming your way.
Oh, yeah.
Um, but on this day, in this event, Gen Z, processes this completely differently than previous generation.
Do tell, Lane.
Oh, well, landing. Gen Z looks at the moon landing and thinks, cool. So we've established that humans can accomplish literally anything if we properly fund science and actually listen to experts. So why exactly are we pretending climate change is unsolvable?
Aha! That's devastatingly accurate, my friend. Gen Z inherited proof that impossible problems have solutions. They just require political will and loads of dough.
Right. They're the generation watching politicians say, we can't afford renewable energy, while NASA casually posts photos from Mars like it's their weekend hobby.
And how do they power those photos? Through solar power.
Solar and nuclear. Nuclear, Dave.
That's
Nuclear.
right,
Nuclear.
nuclear. Gen Z basically grew up thinking, if we can land robots on other planets, right? That's right, says so. Why can't we build functioning public transportation in our own cities?
I think you scared Zezo. He looks like
I
he's
know.
afraid to be sent into orbit like Arnold.
His nuts are rotating.
It's like they inherited a society that could achieve miracles but chose not to, for reasons that sound increasingly stupid when you say them out loud.
Oh, go ahead. Gen Z learned that impossible usually means politically inconvenient, and they're remarkably unimpressed by that distinction.
They're the generation that looks at lunar orbit and thinks, great, now do healthcare.
And my gosh, what's that falling from the sky? More space junk. So, July 19th shows us three different types of endurance challenges.
That's right, Dave. Gen X learned that social progress requires constant maintenance. Millennials discovered that basic life achievements became extreme sports. And Gen Z inherited proof that impossible is just another word for we don't want to fund it.
From persistent inequality to economic endurance, racing, to frustrated competence, each generation mastered different survival skills for navigating institutional dysfunction. Whoa.
Thanks to Geary's Rolex Boutiques for sponsoring a show about endurance with products that actually last. Visit rolexboutique-rodeodrive.com for Swiss reliability.
I'll tell you another product that actually lasts, which I wish it
What's that?
didn't. This itchy suit I'm
I
wearing.
I was gonna say that's gotta be a little scratchy by now, right, Dave?
Yeah.
Sitting in
So,
this hot podcast booth all day.
gosh, talk about sweat. If July
Well, it's
19th,
it's wicking it away and into my nostrils,
yeah, it
Dave.
ain't
I can
wicking it
smell it.
fast enough. It's more wicked. Mm. July 19th lessons about endurance resonated with you. If they did, like and subscribe and send us a voice memo about a time when you realized the finish line kept moving and moving.
Yeah, we gotta keep
Stop it.
Says So busy, our animatronic answering machine. We'll put your voice in him and animate him, but if he's just sitting there like a toaster, we're probably sending him into orbit. And so, like, we gotta keep him employed. Send us your voice memos, please.
Yeah, get this paperwork moving. Paperweight moving, sorry. Until next time, this has been Touring History X, Y, and Z.
Where progress is a marathon and Dave's outfit choices are also a marathon for our eyes.
I'm changing after this.
Don't you dare. That beret is really working for you.
Yeah, well, I'll leave that on.
Okay. See you later, everyone.